Okay, we're gonna go over nose contour. I know many of you have asked about this, so I'm gonna go over some tips and things I've learned that have helped me a lot. So right now I have no nose contour on, but I did take my highlight color and I covered my whole nose. I use two colors normally. One is gonna be a little bit brighter than my skin tone and one's gonna be even brighter. And that's where I'm gonna put under my eyes. I bring it up on this side of my nose and then bring it through, and then I'm going to take it down my nose and up here and fan it up. I put a little here and here and just brighten those whole areas. You definitely can do just that and not add contour, so if you don't want to take the extra steps of using that darker color to create a shadow, I would suggest using just a highlight with a lighter color and coming up on your nose some. That was one major thing I used to not do, and I noticed a big difference doing that. So bring that up here and come over, and that makes sense. Now, for the actual contour part, I don't know if you can tell, but my nose goes a little this way. A lot of us have noses that are a little crooked, or, you know, we're not all perfectly symmetrical. You have to be really careful if you do have a crooked nose, is that you're not gonna follow your actual nose, because it's just gonna make it more pronounced to be crooked. If you're scared to contour and it's really crooked, sorry, I'm saying crooked a million times, just do the highlight trick I did and don't even bother with the contour. But if you're feeling more confident, or play around with it at night before bed so you can just wipe it off, I'm gonna go through, instead of following my actual nose, I'm gonna bring this side over some so it doesn't look like it goes this way as much. So I'm gonna make it look straighter. As far as contour colors go, I like using a very gray one on my nose, grayer than I use for the rest of my face. I can definitely use the same contour that I use for the rest of my face, but I really, really love this one. This is my favorite one. It's called Shadow. This will last you forever. I'm just gonna show you. See how it's pretty gray? Because shadows are gray. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make, is they're gonna use way too warm of a color for a shadow, but shadows aren't warm. They're very gray based. Another tip, when you do it, don't just go on each side of your nose. That's what I used to do, and it makes your nose look whiter. You want to make them as close together as possible. I like doing a couple different things to apply it with. I really love this brush because do you see how, sorry, it's kind of dirty, has a flat end, so I can stamp it and stamp it on. And that's very easy for me to do. I really like that brush for it. And then I'll go through with my lighter highlight color with this side, and I'll kind of bring it down and fan it out in between. So this brush is really, really, really nice for nose contour. Sorry, I used this as my lip color yesterday. You can use one like this and then go down and paint it, but I feel like it takes more time for sure, and you have to be much more careful to get it right. I'm gonna show you this brush. So I'm gonna take this, and you see how I just kind of stamp, I'm just putting on the side there. And then I'm gonna go through this side, I'm gonna come over more because my nose goes this way. So I'm gonna use just a little bit. And I'm just stamping it and bringing it up to my brow. Now I'm gonna go through the other side. I'm using my phone as a mirror, so hopefully it's okay. And I'm gonna bring it up to my eyebrow. I'm gonna go ahead and cover here too. Now you can either bring this part down to blend it, or you can use a damp sponge and bring it. So you want enough just to create a shadow so it makes your nose look smaller. And it's not that we think your nose is huge, it's just the more you downplay your nose, your people's attention is going to go to other parts of your face, like your eyes. And that's what's going to be most important. Like the reason we highlight and contour is to bring all the attention there. So if you see, it was that simple. Extra bright highlight with this, and I can just, another way, see how my nose, I go down like this, and I can kind of paint it on, and look at how it goes straighter than it actually is. I'll kind of bring it through, and that just adds that extra pop. You can blend it with the brush or come back through with this and see how that gives a perfect little nose contour. Now, to add to it, I love having an illuminator to have that candlelit glow. So I have a brush like this. This is a Morphe M501, and I'm gonna put some of my highlight and put some here. If you do this too wide, it's gonna make your nose look wide. So make sure just to put it on a tiny bit of your nose. You can bring some up, just very lightly. And that gives you the perfect little nose. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have more questions about anything, ask. It's called Shadow. And I love it, love it, love it for noses, not just for my skin tone, but for all skin tones. So I highly suggest getting this because this will last you forever.